My name is Sindoni. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast of UFO Revealed. In the course of my research on the Hollow Earth, I came across a possible explanation for the origin of UFOs. The information I'm about to share with you can be found in a book entitled The Hollow Earth, The Greatest Geological Discovery in History by Raymond Bernard. I'll begin by discussing UFOs and governmental secrecy. In 1958, Bulkley Griffin of the New Bedford, Massachusetts Standard Times Washington Bureau wrote an excellent series of articles for that paper, one of which was entitled Pentagon Censorship on UFOs is Effective. The following is a quotation from that article. It has been asked, what right has a military organization to monopolize control of the UFO situation and seriously interfere with the public's knowledge regarding it? To this, the Air Force has its own answer. Regulation 200-2 states, the Air Force investigation and analysis of UFOs over the United States are directly related to its responsibility for the defense of the United States. But why the broad and persistent Air Force secrecy on UFOs? In 1958, another equally fine series of articles by John Lester appeared in the Newark Star-Ledger. The following is a pertinent excerpt. A news story revealing that governmental personnel are tracking mysterious objects was hailed yesterday as one of the most important developments in the flying saucer problem. Major Donald E. Kehoe, chairman of the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, said, "This newspaper's disclosures confirm publicly what has been known to our investigations committee, that many highly qualified observers know that flying saucers are real and under intelligent control." Kehoe, a retired Marine officer, added that this revelation by the Star Beacon should help to bring down official censorship, which is keeping the truth from the public. Behind the scenes, the Air Force and the Central Intelligence Agency are withholding the facts until they can decide what to tell the American people. One conclusion by a high Air Force intelligence agent is that the unidentified flying objects are interplanetary vehicles. Theodore Fitch, another American writer who believes that flying saucers come from the hollow interior of the Earth, in his book, Our Paradise Inside the Earth, he writes, "Writers of books on flying saucers believe that they come from other planets. But how can that be? They are too far away. Traveling at terrific speeds, it would take a lifetime to make the trip, especially from planets of other solar systems." Fitch claims that the spacemen who come to us in flying saucers, who pose as visitors from other planets, are really members of an advanced civilization in the hollow interior of the Earth who have important reasons for keeping their true place of origin secret, for which reason they purposely foster the false belief that they come from other planets. On this point, Fitch writes, "They say that they come from other planets, but we doubt it." He considers this a white lie in order to prevent militaristic governments from learning that on the opposite side of the Earth's crust there exists an advanced civilization whose scientific attainments far surpass our own, which is reached by the polar openings. In this way, they protect themselves from molestation or possible war between subterranean and surface races. The fact that the mass visitation of flying saucers occurred following the explosion of the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima leads us to believe that subterranean inhabitants who derive the air they breathe from the outside through the polar openings would be most fearful of such a calamity and send their fleets of flying saucers in order to befriend us, gain our respect, and then counsel us to desist from further atomic explosions. Certain inhabitants of other solar systems, many light years away, would have no cause to be unduly concerned about our poisoning of our atmosphere, or even if the Earth exploded and was transformed into meteors. The purpose of the coming of the flying saucers was to prevent a radioactive contamination of the atmosphere and the destruction of the human race. By making it known to the heads of our government that a super race exists possessing scientific powers far in advance of our own, and hoping to gain their respect so that they could obey their admonitions to desist from further playing with atomic fire, this will explain why they came in fleet formation to attract public attention and also appeared so often near military airports to convince Air Force chiefs of their existence, feeling that their reports would have some weight with the government. Once their existence was recognized, they hoped to convince the U.S. government, and through it, all governments to desist from further atomic experimentation and the production of nuclear bombs. If the major governments would forget their race into space and send armies of icebreakers, dirigibles, and aircraft to penetrate as far as possible through the polar openings, it would not be long before contact would be established between the superior race living inside the Earth's crust and the less advanced race, still in a state of barbarism and engaged in constant wars inhabiting the Earth's surface. It is my view that until we learn to relinquish war forever, to destroy and bury all nuclear weapons, to establish a world government, a world court, and a world police, until we reorganize our economic and financial system on a basis of equity and justice, we will be unworthy to contact the inhabitants of the subterranean world, who stand at a level of scientific, intellectual, and moral development vastly beyond those on the surface.